Hello everyone, welcome to another watercolor tutorial. We are painting a like snowy cabin, snowed in during Christmas kind of painting. So let's just get right into it. I've sketched out 3 little houses beside one another here. You can do the same. You can sketch out 1 house, 2 houses, but I do recommend having at least 1 because the red of the house, which is what we're going to paint, it's going to provide a nice contrast to the blue and the green from the trees. So starting off, I am taking like blue. You know what I really need to do? I need to just clean off a little part on my palette here because I have no room for any color mixing. So, okay, I've got a bit of blue, a bit of gray mixed together, and I'm just going to paint I'm tempted to just go like right across because that's easier, but I know that my acrylic paint, my white acrylic paint, is not opaque enough for that job. So I will just do it the hard way. But if you have, I think there's something called masking fluid. I'm assuming this is what it is used for, where you kind of cover the area that you don't want painted. You paint with it, like over top. So in this case, I would paint my houses, and then it would dry, and then I could paint over top of it, and then peel off the masking fluid when I'm done with my painting. It's a pretty neat concept. I have never tried it myself, but I'm sure it would make your life a whole lot easier. But that wasn't too hard going around the houses. So, okay, shoot. The battery already went down to 10%. I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish this painting in time because silly me forgot to charge the phone that I used to film with, and I'm kind of on a time crunch here, so I just had to charge it for like 5 minutes just so it wasn't at 4%. I charged it to 13%, and in 2 minutes it went down 3%. So I don't know how this is gonna work out. But what I'm really happy with this phone is that it, when your phone dies, when it dies in the middle of recording, it still saves the video that you were actively recording. You don't lose that footage. And when I used my old phone to film, oh my gosh, it did not do that. So sometimes I'd be like an hour into a tutorial and it would just shut down and I would lose that hour. And I just remember there were a lot of tears back in the day because not only was my phone a piece of junk, not only did it like the battery wasn't great, so it just shut down all the time, but that phone caused me so much grief. I'm really happy that I don't have to deal with it anymore. I mean, I still use it for my daily uses, and that's a whole nother story, but anyway, we want to work wet on wet right now, so try to work fairly quickly here. I can see that parts of my painting have already dried, which is not ideal. Man, oh man. I had a rough night with the baby. She did not want to sleep. She kept waking up, and my husband was the one dealing with her, but I can't sleep when she's crying because it's very loud and our house is tiny. So no one slept for a good amount of time last night. She's really good about falling asleep on her own now, like initially when it's bedtime. But she randomly starts waking up and we don't know, like, is she teething? If all her other needs are met, we don't know why. Like what the issue is. So I'm just mixing a little bit of blue into my green. Because I want to overlap some trees here. And we are going to be adding some deciduous trees as well in a moment. Oh my gosh, guys. What am I doing? I do want to add a little bit of black to this area over here. I don't even know what to chat about to keep you entertained while we're doing these repetitive evergreens. Adding that black in there certainly helps, in my opinion. It really helps divide the trees and separate them from the houses and from one another too. But you know, you do whatever you want to do. It's your painting. Okay, now I want to add in some deciduous trees as well. So I'm taking just black, if I can pick it up, because it seems, I do not want to stick to my brush. My background is now mostly dry, which is unfortunate because I wanted to do a couple of other things. Technically I could re-wet the whole thing, but I just don't want to go through that of like potentially smudging the green and whatnot. So we're just gonna roll with what we've got. So we're gonna have one deciduous tree over here. And oh, this is inspired by Dersha Istrosa. I'll include that in the description because I probably did not say it right. And I don't know how this person, they made their tree so flawless, and I can't do that. I'm gonna take a little bit of brown and mix it into the black, and I'm just adding like a tree poking out on the side here. I've been doing that in a couple of tutorials and I really like how it looks. Okay. And then I do want some, oh dear, I'm so sorry. I want some deciduous trees poking out on this side as well. And on the other side as well. Although these maybe will be more bushes than trees. Just something growing there. And I really wish that we can still add what I wanted to add, even though the background is no longer wet. I'm still going to try. So I'm going to take this bluish gray that I have. I'm going to water it down. Water it down even more than you think you need to water it down. And it'll probably still be not watered down enough. See, like that is still... And I'm just adding it on. That is not gray, that is green. I'm gonna take my slightly stiffer brush for this, just so I can stipple the ends and have it look more tree-like rather than this perfect rounded top. And I'm gonna do the same for this over here. And we don't have to do it on everyone, so I'm not gonna do it on this tree. Just gonna leave that the way it is. Okay. I don't know how much battery life I have left. I spent way too much time, in my opinion, on unimportant details. So I'm gonna just do I want this top part to dry, so while I'm allowing it to dry, I'm gonna pick up some blue and mix it in with the gray, water it down quite a bit, and I want to basically add these abstract looking, I don't even know what you'd call it, like shadows, I guess, just spanning the length of this painting. And I don't know what these are supposed to be. She has painted them in her painting, and so I'm just kind of trying to do the same, but it's not working out as nicely. Perhaps it was not watered down enough. I'm just gonna smooth this out before it dries, so I don't have these harsh lines everywhere. So that's okay. I'm still not sure what that's supposed to be, but it works for now. Maybe it's supposed to like indicate what do you call it? Snow. In that case, I'm gonna just put this here. And just tap a bit of color onto there. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but just adds a little pizzazz. Okay, so this is dry. Sorry, this is not dry. I'm hoping that the top is dry, but just to be sure, I'm gonna blow dry it. Okay, my friends, I think this is dry. So let's get into the, oh, you know what? I really, shoot. I totally forgot that I wanted to add like a trunk for some of these pines. Doesn't have to be all of them, but I think adding some lines in here will help break up the pines. Okay, that did very little, but that's okay. I'm happy with it. So let's work swiftly now. I'm gonna take a little bit of red. I've got so many different reds here that I just choose a random one every single time. And although this one might be a little bit darker because I'm kind of going for that red Swedish house look, but we can deal with that later. So I'm gonna go left to right because I'm right-handed. So I'm gonna start painting the house portion, or the walls, I mean, not the roof, because the roof is gonna be white and we can deal with that later. We have these lovely friends that we meet up with on a semi-regular basis. And we love meeting up with them, and we love, we kind of go back and forth. Sometimes they come to our house, sometimes we go to their house. And they make incredible food, so I always love going to their place. And the last few times they've come to our house and they brought food because of our daughter, like it's challenging to go out when you are stuck to a nap time or a bedtime schedule. So they've been really good about coming to our place, and we've been meaning to get together again because it's been a while. And I want to get together so much with them, but at the same time I'm so tired that I can't, because we always have these really intense conversations, and I cannot process these conversations because at the end of the day, my brain is just not functioning at optimum capacity, if at all. So anyway, I just got a message from my husband saying, hey, we should get together with them again. I'm like, I know, we've been meaning to for like the last month, but I'm so tired. Okay, so I'm going, and then on top of that, I have one friend that I'm going for a walk with today. We are taking our babies and going for a little walk date. And then tomorrow I have another little date with moms, a couple of moms with young babies. And what is my point? That I'm tired. I'm not really a social, like a hyper social person. I quite like spending time on my own. But I have realized since being a mom, becoming a mom, that you really need some socializing. Otherwise, your mental health declines quite a bit, which was very surprising to me because I typically, yeah, like I said, like I did not need a lot of social interaction back in the day. I was pretty content. But now it has changed drastically. When you have only a baby to talk to all day that cannot talk back or understand anything that you're saying, yeah. I'm adding shading just under where the roof is going to be sticking out there, and actually this whole part should be shaded too, probably. Okay. So I've just left these little white gaps in between where the corners of the houses are and butting up against another house, just to make it a little more obvious. You can always just go back in with acrylic paint or whiteout or whatever you used to split those up or define them later. Like, you don't have to do it how I'm doing it now. And I'm going in with some black watercolor and just darkening, adding shadows to where I think that they should go, which is kind of under each roof area. This one just spread out and did whatever it wanted. Okay. I don't know how we are. I don't think I have that much battery life left. So we really gotta skedaddle here. I'm already surprised that I got over 20 minutes in. Let's let this dry and then we're gonna do the roof. This should hopefully be dry. I'm gonna pull out my acrylic paint and let's get to work here. So with this acrylic paint, what I'm gonna do first actually is take a little bit of blue and plop that on the roof. So I'm just gonna have it like here. It's more of a gray, but that's okay. And here, and here. So just a little bit on each roof. And what I'm gonna do is use the acrylic paint to kind of blend the two together. See, that kind of looks okay, I think, in my opinion. Oops, I'm gonna just switch really quick. I know I'm using watercolor brushes here for acrylic paint, which is a big no-no, but I've got so many brushes I haven't used, like new, that these 4-year-old brushes, well, these ones aren't 4 years old, but my other ones are, they'll be fine. I can even go in and add a tad bit more of that color. I think that looks kind of nice. I think I should have done one roof at a time because now this color is going to dry, possibly. Doop. So that one kind of didn't really maintain the color, so I'm just adding it back in. I don't know where this red is coming from. And then finally this guy. Now the other thing I'm gonna do, and I'm just saying it now, because my memory in 5 seconds will forget this, but I want to put snow on the base of the tree, of the houses as well. So we'll do that in a moment as soon as I'm done this roof. Boom. Okay. So that these are decent. These are decent little houses. So I'm gonna, like I said, add just the snow to the base of these houses. I wouldn't say this is even necessary because the way that we painted them, it kind of looked like there was snow anyway. But that's okay. Also, I want to, if I dare, add like little grass or something coming out there. I want to add a little door or windows or something. And I'm going to add a door to this guy. And maybe to the other one as well. Okay. Now, it doesn't make sense that everything else has snow, but the trees don't. So I am just gonna add a little bit of snow onto the trees. Not too much, because I have a tendency of making trees look not so great after I add snow. Because I just keep going and going and going, and it ends up not looking very nice. And you know, you can also add snow on the deciduous trees if you want. Whoops. So what I'm going to do, because a lot of these trees are not super defined, so I can't add acrylic paint on them because there's no like defined branches to do so, I'm going to just make it snow. Why does it do that? It like whips a line across instead of dots. Drives me crazy. See like what happened here. I really don't like that it does that. So I'm gonna go in manually and add some snow falling. So that's sufficient. This is not bad at all. I like how this turned out. So glad we made it through without my battery dying. Thank you so much for watching this one, guys. Please let me know what you would do differently in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next tutorial.